the same access as what you have. Nothing straight or nothing extra I have. Okay. So fine. So today, as we are already, I think you are able to see my screen. I will generally join 10 minutes late, and these people will make 5 minutes late. So which makes totally 15 minutes, which is not acceptable. Yeah, fine. So today we will continue with our class. Yesterday we were discussing. Anyone new for today? Anyone new for today? Who is not there in the other, previous classes?
Sir,
I have not joined yesterday.
Yeah, not yesterday. So were you able to know the syllabus? I mean, do you know the syllabus, everyone?
Sir, today
Yes,
is my
sir.
first.
Yeah. So people who don't know the syllabus, so I'll be explaining you in the end of the class. So we are starting with Python as a basics. Okay. So first we will start with Python basics, then we'll start with Selenium. So I'm in actually mid of this. So yesterday we have started Python. We are in mid of it. So we were discussing something about data types. So today we'll be discussing about data types. Till yesterday, what we are discussing is about the keywords, literals, identifiers, basic variable assignment, and all stuff. So installation and all things. So today we'll be discussing about data types. So if you see the syllabus, that is a syllabus copy which I have already shared. You can also find it in the mail which is sent by DURGASOFT team. Okay, I will be teaching from the scratch, which means I'm going to start from the basics of Python. So then I'll be teaching you complete Selenium concept. I'll be teaching you the frameworks, end-to-end frameworks, which is required for automation. Then complete project I'm going to explain. So Git Jenkins, API testing, and all this. Okay. So now, without wasting much time, because there are other people, I've been saying you please be patient for certain time. So what is the other person? Okay. So now we'll see
Sir,
about.
is there any recording session for yesterday's class?
No, you will be, see, this recording and all will be provided by DURGASOFT online team. You can please reach to them. Okay. Recording will be provided by them. You can please reach to them. Okay. If they are not providing,
link will be same for every day.
It is their duty to provide you the recordings. If they are not saying, let me know. I'll talk. Okay, because I don't have any access of sending you anything. Okay. Because generally everything is centrally monitored over here. So which either you or me or any faculty doesn't have the permission. It's all about the monitoring will be done at one point. So everything we have to reach them only. I hope you understood, right? You ask them. If they are not providing, let me know. I will talk with them. Okay. So fine. So let me start with the data types today. Data types, see, these are all again basics. So as I already said you, so we are in 0% of completion. So I will not consider Python basics as a part of our syllabus, but it is out of my interest. I am teaching you Python. Okay, for people who don't know anything about Python. Okay, so there are totally 6 important data types in Python, which means which is required every time. Okay, every time whenever you use Python, so this 6 important data types will be used for you at any point of time, okay, throughout your career. So data types are something that is more about what kind of data that can be assigned to a particular variable or particular element. Okay, so what I want to say here is what kind of data that we use in Python. So we can use Python, we can use a data type called number, which means numeric data type. So we have something called string. So something called string data type. We have list data type, tuple data type, set data type, dictionary data type. So totally 6 data types. I'll explain about one by one data type. Okay, so number data types. So these are the 6 important data types in Python. Whereas in Java, if you see, you have different data types. If you see some other language, you have different data types. So every language has its own data types. So there is some comparison, but they are not exactly the same with other data types. So if you know something called collections in Java there are collections. In collections, we have list interface, we have something called set interface, we have something called map interface. Similarly, we have list, set, and dictionary in Python. So now coming to the data types, number data types means there are 3 important data types. So we can say integer data type are also called as number. See, inside number data type, we have 3 different sections. One is it can be an integer, or it can be a complex, or it can be a float variable. So any of these 3 is called as, all these 3 things comes under number data type. So you already know how to assign a variable to a value called integer. So there is nothing to say in that, because it is very simple. Integer in Python is an unlimited length. You can assign to n number of n number of length you can assign to a variable in Python when it is an integer. And float also, I already said you, float can be anything, but it will only take to the 15 decimal points. Complex is something that which is in the format of a plus bi or bj format, bj small j or capital J format in Python. Okay, now the difference, what you need to understand is comparison. So there is a conversion. So the conversion is very important. So if I want to convert from one format to other format, what are all possible, what are all not possible is important. Because in Python especially, if anyone say data type, you need to remember 2 things. One is what kind of data it is actually storing. Second is what are the different methods that it has in the data type. Understood, right? Got it, right, everyone? So what kind of methods we have in the data type. So that is a very important. The important thing is what kind of data it is storing. So whether it is storing a string or integer, or I don't know, set of data, or it's a bulk of data, different data types or same data type. So that is what you need to remember. The second thing, when there are certain rules for every data. Second thing, what are the different methods of every data type? So why these methods are used? Methods are helpful to you to do your activities with that data type in a easy way. Suppose I'll give you a simple example. I'll give you a very big string and ask you to convert to uppercase. So you don't need to write any complete logic which is actually involved in it. You can just use a method called dot upper, which is a part of string data type. So if I ask you simple way, I'll give you a complete list of elements with different, this thing, different with a simple, very big size, and I ask you to arrange the elements in ascending order. So you don't need to do anything. Expect you to use a method called dot sort. Okay, there is a method called dot sort. The data type dot sort, that means list dot sort. So there are so many inbuilt methods as such which are helpful for you to use your data type. So this is very important for everyone. Data type in Python is very important. Okay, so let me start with some basic things. Okay, so if you see here, number data type is something like this. So I'm going to assign a variable called 1000 to a variable called a. Okay, and then I'll say b equal to something called 20.36. okay, I'm taking c. So what I'm doing is I'm saying int of, okay, so I will say a plus int of b. What is the output I'm going to give? Get. So I'm going to store c with a plus int of b. What is the meaning of it? The meaning of it is I'm going to convert b to an integer. So if you want to convert any float to an integer or an integer to a float to integer, you need to say int of b. Integer to float, you need to say float of a if you want to convert. Then complex of, like this you need to use. Now if I print c, I will only get the value 1002, which will not include something called the decimal points, because it is converted to an integer. So that is a simple thing. See, there is nothing much to understand in this, because it is as simple as it. Whenever it is required, I will just make you to understand. Okay. Similarly, I want to convert a integer to a string. I mean integer to a float variable. So how do I do that? So I have something called a equal to, again I said you, a equal to some 500 this time, 50 this time, and I have b equal to 20.36. Now I say c equal to b plus, okay, float of a. What is that meaning? So now the a float will be 50.0. What is a float? Float of a is going to be 50.0. So if I print c, now the c value is 70.36. So are you getting right? So here you just need to understand which can be converted in which format. That is the only thing that you need to remember. Okay. So this data type itself is as simple as it is. There is nothing much to understand, but you just need to know what kind of conversion that could be possible. So if you see here, a can be converted to float, and float can be also converted to a. So now I'll see complex conversion. So if I have an element called 2 plus 3j, anything in this format is called as a complex number. Understood, right? A plus bj format is nothing but a complex number. So I have something called b, which is 2 only, which is an integer. So can I add a plus b? Can I add a and b? So if I say, can I add a and b directly? Can I add a and b? Or can I say a of a and integer of b? So b plus integer of a. Can I do this way? Or can I convert that into a complex? So I can say something like this: a plus complex of b. Yes, I can convert an integer to a complex, but not vice versa. So if b can be converted to complex, it will be in 2 plus 0j. The format of it is, it will be, because every complex number should be represented with a plus bj format. So here what happens, real part is 2. So if I say b is converted to a complex, then it will be 2 plus 0j. So ultimately if I print c is going to be 4 plus 3j, because 2 and 2 will be added, okay, and 3j plus 0j will be added, which is again 3j. So this can be converted. So you can convert an integer to a complex, but not vice versa. So I cannot say in this way. If I say d equal to, okay, b plus int of a. So there is a big challenge here. I cannot convert an integer to a complex. I cannot mention 2, okay, in the format of 2 plus 3j. I can convert, you got it right? So I cannot convert 2 plus 3j in the format of an integer, because integer doesn't have any decimal points. So where my 3 will go, where my j will go, so only 2 will be there, right? So this kind of format which is cannot be converted back. So you will get an error mentioning that int, okay, so it is not complex. Int argument must be a string, a byte like object, or a real number, not a complex. Okay, so the type error, you will get a type error. So you cannot able to typecast, okay, which is not a proper typecasting. Clear, right, everyone? Everyone understood? This is again very basic. Okay, so again I said you right, whatever I am teaching for next 10 days would be considered again as a 0% for me, because this is something that an extra thing which you don't even I mean. So I have added people in the group whoever paid fees. So from today I'll be sharing you materials, and we'll be discussing everything over there. Is there anyone who paid fees and not in the group? Is there anyone who paid the fees and not in the group? Okay, you can just ping me.
Sir, I paid the fees yesterday, but I'm
No.
not in any WhatsApp group. I haven't got any request also.
Yeah,
not
me too,
request.
also same thing.
It was not request. I said you I'll add your group, right? I'll create a group and I'll add it, right?
Hello?
So I'm going to share my number. Please ping me. What is your name? Whoever said me?
Shashikala.
Anand.
Okay. Other people? Huh? Yeah, a couple of people I have added. Yeah, right? People, you are there, right?
Sir.
Yes, couple of people you are there, right? In the group I have added you, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So whoever paid fees, I have just shared my WhatsApp number. So you can please ping me whoever paid fees. Okay, you just ping me through my WhatsApp. I'll add you into the group. Okay, I'll add you into the group. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so let me again go with the next data type called string data. Okay, so again we are discussing very basic Python right this point of time. I'll try to complete in next 1 week to the max. Then our syllabus will start. So now string data type. String data type is very important. String data type is something which is very important to do all the string operations. So in Python, string data type is one of the important data type which you has to know end to end from the scratch. That means all the methods which are required, which are there in string data. So any data type which is represented with double quotes or single quotes, okay, is called as actually a string data. So I mean to say that the data that you are assigning, which is in double or single or triple, will be called as a string data. So the important thing in string data type is something called slicing. Slicing means if I want to, what is a slice? So if someone asks you what is a slice is something, it is a part of your string. So if you have in particulars with the string. So if I ask you, I have a big piece, I want a slice of it. That means I want a part of it. I want a small piece of it. Similarly, slicing in string is something called, you are going to extract each and every element, or you are going to extract group of elements out. Okay. So if I want to extract n, so I need to say like this: a of 0. A of 0 means the index 0. What is a of 0? Here I am going to say the index 0. Okay. So a of 0 means the index 0. So now this what happens, I'll get n. So if I say the index will start from 0, so n will be 0, I will be 1, okay, k will be 2, h will be 3, I will be again 4, l will be again 5. So it is all about NIKHIL 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the index will start from 0. The benefit in Python is the index also counts from the back. So that means you can also count from the back, which means L becomes -1, I becomes -2, H -3, -4, -5, and -6. So you can count either in a positive way, which is start from 0, or else from the negative way, which is starts from -1. So n is a of 0 as well. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is a of -6. Okay, if I say a of -6, again you will get n. You got it right, everyone? Yeah, I've seen two people as again message me. I'm going to add you. So you understood, right, everyone? So this is generally called slicing. So you can able to slice any piece of it. So if I want to group of elements, so if I want 0 to 4, what is the meaning of it? I want from 0 till 3. Okay, please need to remember when there it is 4, it will be only giving till 3. So 0 n 1 n I 2k 3h. So it will not give me till I, because even it is 4, it will only give till 3. So if I print it is only nikh, it is not going to be nikhi. Understood, right? Every time the last index within the range will be a space in Python. So that's why you will not get the last index. Okay, you will only get the before index of the last index. Are you understanding, everyone? Are you getting, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So you can, I will stop at some point, and I'll every time ask you whether you understood or not at that point of time. Okay. See, these are all again very basics. Okay. You, I don't say you have to be focused completely on this. You just need to know this as part of it. Python. Okay. You need to understand that there is something like this which is existing in Python. I will give you more stress at some point of time where you need to learn that point of time, because in interview, the reason I'm teaching Python is when you go to interview, they will ask you Python programs, which are very tough sometimes. They'll give you more logical. So what I do is I'll recommend you a website. I'll recommend you some programs. So you try practicing those programs with logic. Okay, you can crack any interview. I'll tell you, because the rest all I will take care. I cannot import something called a logic inside your mind, right? I can only import something called a syllabus into your mind. So the logic you need to learn only when you practice. Okay. So I'll give you a reference of website where you can able to go and practice it. Okay. Clear, right, everyone? That I'll see you tomorrow. Got it, right? So any updates I would be probably providing you. Any updates I will be providing in the group. Whoever paid amount, they can just ping me. In the WhatsApp. So I think I have given my number. Again, I'm providing it. So whoever paid fees, they can please ping me in WhatsApp. I'll again recheck it and I'll add you in the group with the team. So this is what I'll be sending you notes through my WhatsApp. Okay, recording and all you need to depend on them. If there is any conspiracies in that, you can please reach to them because I don't have any access or anything extra permissions than you. I'll be having the same thing as what you have. So now coming back to this thing, this is the way you generally do a slicing part. So there are other ways also you can provide it. Okay. So the other ways is if I don't provide anything. So if I don't provide anything like this, what does it mean? So when I don't provide anything, it takes from the starting to the end. So it takes from end to end. Okay. If I don't provide anything and if I give a space like this, so generally space is considered as something called end to end. So it will take from the starting to the last. So the whole NIKHIL is going to be added. Clear, right, everyone? So there are three different ways. So there are many ways as well. But so what is this? Can you tell me? What is this? So if I don't provide in the starting, it means it starts from the scratch and it ends at 5th index. So it starts at NIKH. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it will not give 5th one. So it will give NIKHIL because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. L is 5, right? So it will only give till 5. So hope you understood, right, everyone? Anyone new for today? I think a couple of people are joining. Anyone new for today?
Yes, I am new.
Today is my first day.
Yeah, people who are new for today, please wait for 5 minutes in the end. I'll tell you the syllabus because we are going to teach something basics of Python, which is not a part of syllabus. This is out of my interest. I'm teaching you. Okay, for 1 week I'll be teaching you. Okay, this is something an extra thing on top of your just for revision. People who already have some idea, on Python, it will be like a revision to them. Who don't know anything about Python, it will be like a learning. Okay, so please be patient on that part.
Sir, can you please explain A of -6 is there, right? Like
There is nothing called A of minus. Okay, A of -6 means you can read the string from the starting and from the back. So from the starting, it starts from 0, n is 0, I is 1, k is 2, like this it goes. From the back also you can read. From the back you read like this. I is -1, L is -1, I is -2, this is -3, -4, -5, and n becomes -6. So if I say A of -6, that is giving me n. Understood, right?
so -6 means it won't count from 0, right? It will count from -1
No,
onwards.
from the
Right?
back it starts from -1. From the starting
Okay.
it starts from 0. So that is a general thing of slicing.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Got it. Yeah.
So if I don't give anything, so if I say 1 to end, so if I don't provide anything, it takes till end. If I don't provide in the starting anything, it starts from the starting. So here it starts from I because I is the first index. So it will give me till I to L. So hope you understood, right? The biggest challenge is you cannot read from the back. I cannot say A of -1 to -5. Okay, you will get an empty string. Generally, A of -1 to -5, you should get I, L, I, K, H, something like this, right? But you cannot read from the back. You got an empty string. You can say A of -5 to -1. The only way you have to read is to the right. Okay, you will get like this. You cannot.
Sir, like
You
A
cannot read
of
back.
1, right?
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. A of 1, right? 1 means 0, 1. 1 means I. Only I it has to display, right?
Where is A of 1?
This one.
This one?
Yeah, correct.
No, I'm saying you space, right? I'm providing the space here, right? So the space means it will take till the last. See, here you have two spaces. That means it starts from the starting and it ends at the end. Okay. Similarly, if I give space here, it starts at the starting and it will end at the fifth index. If I say 6. So similarly, it starts from 1 and it will end at the last. If I don't provide anything, it ends on the last. Hope you understood, right?
Okay. Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Here I did not provide anything. It ends and starts at the last and first. So like, so the important methods in string, okay? The important methods in string data type is, please remember, we have couple of important methods, okay, in string data type, which you need to know. So what first is lower, upper, is lower, capitalize, count, index, length, split, join, replace. I'll be explaining one by one. Before that, I'm going to explain you something called a concept of mutable and immutable. So there is something called every data type in Python has divided into two categories. One is mutable and other is immutable. Mutable means changeable, okay, which is changing. Immutable means non-changeable or it cannot change. So string is a immutable data type. What is string? String is a immutable data type. Why it is immutable data type? Because you cannot able to change. You cannot able to change once you have assigned something. So something like this. I have taken a string. Let me just take a string again. Got it right? So maybe from the next week I'll start with Selenium. Okay. Clear, right, everyone? From the next Monday, I'll start with Selenium. So that would be the case. Or Tuesday, maybe, that depends. So if I take a string like this, so if I want to change any element, generally I should change like this. A of 3. What is A of 3 is now here? 0, 1, 2, 3. It is H, right? A of 3 is H. So if I want to change anything, I need to change like this. If I want to convert H to T, I need to say A of 3 equal to T. That means I am saying that A of 3, which is H, is going to be assigned with T. This is the proper way generally if you want to assign. But when I am going to do this, I'll get an error saying that string object doesn't support item assignment. So that means string cannot be changed. Once you have declared any string like this, Python or anything, okay, cannot be changed. You cannot change any character once it is declared. Understood, right? Because it is immutable, non-changeable. And if you try changing it, you will get a typo. Clear, right, everyone? Clear, right, everyone? So whereas you will not find like this in other we are going to see other data types, you will not find like this things in the upcoming data types. Okay. So now what is that we have to see is there are some methods as part of string. You just need to understand what are the different methods we have as part of string data. So the important method that we have is, so why we are going to see string data type? String data type will be useful everywhere in your whole program, your programming language usage. See, suppose I'll give you some scenarios where string data type is used. So they'll give you a huge file and which consists of a huge, very big string, and they ask you to extract some data from that, or they actually to extract some phone numbers or some information from a string. So you need to know each and every method of string which you can work on it and you can try to extract that data. You can use some regular expression to extract, or you can use any method that you can split and do that. Okay. So wherever you are using, string data type will be helpful for you. So string data type has some inbuilt methods. If you know all the inbuilt methods, you can directly use them. Okay, you don't need to in Python, as I said, Python is something that is like a plug and play language. You don't do anything from the scratch. You just use that is already existing. Understood, right? You already use something that is existing. Okay. Okay. So hope you understood, right? So Python is plug and play language in a simple way to understand, make you understand. I mean, don't say in an interview like this. I'm just saying for you, for your understanding. So that means Python has something already inbuilt. Everything in Python, mostly it is inbuilt. You just take that and use in your requirement. Okay, if you want to use something, you just pull that and you will use it in your requirement. So that's why you call it as a plug and play language, or you just plug it and you play it, you use it in your requirement. So Python has some inbuilt methods. Python string data type has some inbuilt methods, such as string. See, I am going to the string dot lower. What is string dot lower? So string dot lower, whatever the string you take, it is A I take here, you take B, whatever it is, the string dot lower. So that means now this Python is going to be in the lower case. Already it is in the lower case, so now it will not do any action. Okay, so if I print, you see like this. So now I'm going to use upper. What is the meaning of it? I'm going to convert this A, which is a Python, to the uppercase. So now the output is capital PYTHO. Any string, you can take any string, it is going to convert. So this is an inbuilt method in Python where you can convert any string which is from lower to upper or upper to lower, or be in any case to uppercase or lowercase. Understood, right? So A dot upper will be converting to uppercase, A dot lower will be converting to lowercase. There is something called is lower. Anything that is starting with is as a method in Python will give you only two outputs. One is true and other is false, Boolean output. Okay, you're going to ask is, right? Anything that is starting with is in Python will give you only two outputs. One is true or false. Okay, so is lower means I am asking that whether A is completely the lowercase. If every character in the A is lowercase, I'll get true. At least one character is in the uppercase, I'll get false. So I get true because Python is purely in the lowercase. Similarly, A dot is upper. So is upper means I'm going to ask everything in the A is uppercase or not. So no, right? You will get something called false. Okay, you got it right, everyone? So similarly, we have something called A dot is alpha. What is alpha? I'm going to ask every character in the A is alphabet or not. Alphabet means A to Z. Okay. So P is again P, Y, T, H, everything is a part of A to Z, right? So that's why you say it is alphabets. Understood, right? Suppose I am taking A equal to Nikhil 1, 2, 3. And then again I check now is alpha. Is A is alpha? Is it true? No, right? Because A has some numbers. A has some numbers. A has some digits. So now A is not a alphabet, pure alphabets. Okay, in string you can provide anything. I said you right. There is no restriction for string. You can give special characters or whatever you want. That should be enclosed in double quotes or single quote or triple quotes. Okay, as I always I was trying to say. So similarly, A dot is digit. There is something called is digit. You just need to remember all these things. As you practice, you will remember. Okay. So what is each digit? You are going to ask A is purely digits. That means only numbers. No, right? A has both numbers and alphabet. So in this case, you will get again false because A is not digit. Suppose I take some variable D equal to 1, 2, 3. Then I check D dot is digit. Yes, I'll get 2 because everything in the D is a digit. Okay. Clear, right, everyone? So till here, everyone understood? Just type S in the chat.
Yes, sir.
So I will just go to the next topic because I will stop at one time and I'll ask you everyone. This is being recorded.
Understood.
You will get the recording. Okay, you will be getting the recording from this team, from DURGASOFT online. And I will be starting sharing my notes in the group for people who paid amount. Okay, notes which is day wise or which is a combined notes for everything. Okay, fine, that's fine. So now there is again a method called d dot. See, you can see, right? Lot of things. Count is one important method. Count means you are going to count how many substrings are there in a string. So I want to say how many times 2 is repeated. 2 is repeated only once, right? In the D is 1, 2, 3. In the D, 2, how many times it is repeated? 1. Suppose I am taking a string like this. A equal to some random variable. Okay. Like this I am going to take. Some random string. Okay. You got it, right? No, you cannot change the name. That cannot be done. Yeah. So I will tell you if you have any doubts. You can ask. So I'm going to say a dot count of D. I'm going to say how many times D is repeated. Again, I don't know, right? I just given a random string. So if I just print, I'll get 10 times. So you can check it. So there are 10 times D is repeated in my string which I have provided here. Understood, right? So count will give you how many times a string, okay, is repeated, or a group of strings. So if I say fd, I think so, right? Or fh, which is very common, fh, I guess. So I can also say like this: a dot count of fh. So the what do you say? How many times fh is repeated? Okay, fh. This one is there, right? So you can also give one string and you can give a combination of strings also. That is also possible. So you say 3 times. You can see this is 1 time, and somewhere it will be second time. This is second time, and this is third time. So like that, what happens? Count will give you the substring. Substring means it can be a single element, or it can be group of elements, or it can be anything you part of your string is called as a substring. So the syntax is the string dot count of substring. Okay, the string dot lower of substring. This is the syntax. String dot lower. Whatever the string you take, that dot lower. Whatever the string you take, that dot upper. Whatever the string you take, that dot is lower, is upper, is alpha, is digit, is count. Okay, you need to know all these things. You will understand once you practice it. Okay, got it, right? I will come tomorrow and I will see that how many people has understood what. Okay, how many people have not understood what. Okay, because I'll start asking you something. See, don't care about others. You just think about yourself. You get benefit out of it. Okay, any doubts you can ask in the group. Group is created only for that. You don't need to wait until I come tomorrow and then you ask. You just ask in the group and people who knows they will answer. Okay, the group is created to share some technical updates or any updates. If suppose I'm not joining the class, or due to any reason something happening, so that is the only reason that group is created. Okay, you can just do whatever you technical doubts you have in that. Okay, so now coming to the other methods which we have these are the important things, and we have some other methods as well. Something like capitalize. Capitalize is one method which you need to know. Capitalize means only the first character in the whole string will be capitalized. So here if you see L is the first character, right? So this L will be only capitalized. So upper will completely capitalize everything, but capitalize will only capitalize the first element or the first character of the string. So you see, right, L is only capitalized. Suppose think that L is already capitalized, so it will not do anything. Okay, it will not do anything. So if it is not capitalized, only then it will capitalize. Suppose if the uppercase already uppercase is there, it will not do anything. So it got it, right? If it is already in the lowercase, it will not do anything. So when it is not there, it will do it. That is what your data type generally do. Okay, so what we have seen lower, we have seen upper, we have seen is upper, we have seen is lower, we have seen is alpha, we have seen is digit, we have seen count, we have seen capitalize. Okay, we have seen capitalize, and what else? And what else? So we have something called length, split, okay, and replace. Length, split, and replace. Length, split, and so length, if you want to count length of A, so length will start from 1. Okay, please, you already maybe knowing it. So in any language, length will start from 1. rather starting from 0. Generally your index will start from 0, but length will start from 1. So what it will do, if I say length of a, it will start counting from 1. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this. It counts and gives you how much of length your string is there. Okay, so it is totally 63. You can count if you want. Okay, got it, right? Length of a is nothing but you are going to count the length from the scratch, from 1. Okay, not from 0. Okay, length will start from 1. This is what you need to remember. So there is something called split. So a dot split of fh. So what is the meaning of split? Split means you are going to split your whole string into multiple parts, right? So split should take a reference. So I cannot say a dot split directly. What I need to do? I need to say split based on the fh or any of the substring or any of the reference. Fh is a reference. So what it will do, wherever it finds fh, till that point it will split into one part, and the other part it will split into this one. Okay, then other part it will split into this one till it finds fh. Then other part it will split into this one. So wherever fh is there, it will split. You can use anything there. Got it, right? Totally 4 parts it has given. Okay, understood, right, everyone? So anything you can provide, it is going to split from that point. Anything. See here, I just gave fh or whatever. See, please don't just see the way what I am saying. Please understand what is actually the concept of. So split is going to split the string. So if I say, suppose d, what is d? D is 1, 2, 3, right? So if I say d dot split like this, what is the meaning of it? You get an empty operator because there is no space there. There is no splitting happening. Suppose I have taken a string like this. Hello. Okay. How are you? Okay. So I just take a string like this. So if I say a dot split based on the space, so is she right? I have given some space here. Okay. So what is the meaning of it? Whenever it finds this space within double quotes, it will split it. So now it is going to split hello separately, how separately, are separately, you separately. You got it, right? So splitting is happening here based on the based on the space. Understood, right? You can split anything based on anything. You can split. Okay, you can also split based on how, suppose anything, whatever you want. So how I split? So that means before how will be one part, after how will be one other part. You see, right? Hello is one part, are you becomes one more part, and then there is a space also. You see, right? This space is also counted. So split is just you try to take a reference and from there you try to split. Okay. Similarly, joining. So if I want to join, so hello, how are you is there, right? I want to join it. I want to join something on top of it. I can say like this. Okay, dot join. Okay, of dot join of a. It's not a, yeah, a. So you see, right? After every time it is joining that slash. Okay, every character it is going to join slash. So you just need to remember it. It is not that important. I will not much focus on it because these are all the part of data type. We are not going to see a course which is not required for us. See, our target is purely on the practice. Okay, our target is not to understand something which is not required at all. Our target is completely automation. So how we automate any kind of application, that is our target. So I'll make sure that you are going to automate any kind of application that is there in the market. Okay, any automation with the proper way of automation skill. Okay, got it, right? So more focus on real-time part or more focus on that is required for your project, because I been when taking up multiple interviews. So what they ask in interview is what important, and what you solve is very important. Okay, so now we will see something called list data. Okay, the second data type is something called list data type. So as you already know, array in Java. How many people knows array in Java? So everyone knows almost, right? So array in Java, I can say instead of array in Java, there is something called list interface in Java again in collections, or you can say array list class, which is there in collections. Okay, which is a part of list interface. So the same thing you have in Python. You say it is a list. Okay, the characteristics is like array list, but it is like a list array. Okay, so I will tell you what is the difference. So array in Python there is one more data type called list data. What is the data type name? List data. So we know that in Python, what are the data types we have seen? So we have number data type, we have string data type, then we have list data type. So the third one is list data type. Okay, so list data type is a mutable data. So I said you right. Please remember here. So we are yet to see tuple, dictionary, and set list. Okay, 4 things. Today I will be completing till tuple and list, tuple, and probably possible set. Okay. So please remember here what I am trying to say. Number string is a non-changeable, immutable data type. List is a mutable data type. Okay. What is mutable? Changeable. Changeable means what? You can either increase the length of the list, or you can remove the elements, you can add the elements. Okay, you can modify the elements. Everything is possible. That is called mutable. See, in the string nothing is possible. Once I type Python, that Python a equal to Python is fixed. There is nothing, you cannot change anything. If you want to change new variable completely, but nothing is changed in that part of that string, because it is not changeable, it is immutable. Okay, immutable. Understood, right? Immutable. But whereas list is a mutable. Okay, you just need to remember mutable, immutable, 2 different parts. List is mutable. That means in list data type you can add element, you can remove elements, you can modify elements, whatever you want. Okay, understood, right? So first, what is list data type? Let's understand. List data type is very important, which you need to understand as part of like string data type. So list is a heterogeneous collection of elements. Heterogeneous means not same. See, in list I can pass any data type. In list I can pass any data type. So that means list is represented like this. Okay, I'm going to show you a simple way. So list is represented like this, like how, like a square bracket. So I am saying L equal to some variable L. See, you can give any variable here. Please understand that is just a variable. You can give A, B, C, D. That is, you already know the rules of giving a variable. You can give. There are 4 important rules which you know. That's enough. You don't need to know particularly that which variable I have to give and all. For ease, I am going to give only one basic variable. I mean, only one basic character like A, B, C, D, L. You can give anything. Okay. For ease, I am going to give like so. L equal to 1 comma 2 comma Nikhil comma 10.2 comma. Okay. I can give any. What you have seen here. This is a list data. List data type can consist of heterogeneous collection. Heterogeneous means I have a string, I have an integer, I have float. So it is not a single element. If you know your array, similar like your array representation, array is a homogeneous collection. In array, you can only give the same data type, whereas in list, you can give any data type as well. You can also give same data type. That is also fine. Okay. So here you can see, right? What is my L? It is giving me L1 to Nikhil 10. So that means a list is a collection of elements which can be not mandatory to be a homogeneous elements. I can also give L1. L1 is one more list. I can also provide only numbers like your array, what you have seen. This is also fine. Okay, not mandatory to be a homogeneous. So that means it can be heterogeneous. It can take any data type inside it. Understood, right? So list is represented by square brackets. Anything in Python will understand anything that is enclosed with this square brackets, you know, right? This is called square brackets. So they are called as, they will be considered as a list. So what is the type? How do you check whether what data type it is? What is the type of L? The type of L is a list class. The class it belongs to is a list. Understood, right? So my interpreter has the capability to understand what kind of data type it is. I don't need to say it is list or anything, because when I represent itself, it understands. So I don't need to pre-declare anything like list L equal to, like Java, or int something, or float something, or string something. Everything I directly declare. That is the benefit of Python, because internally it will understand. You don't need to explicitly mention anything with anything. The only thing is that you need to know the typecasting, from where I can convert to other. There you cannot say a plus b directly. You cannot add a string and an integer and then just say that what is output. Can I add like this? Can you tell me a equal to suppose 10 and then b equal to Nikhil? Can I add both directly? Can I say a plus b? Please tell me no. Then what should I do? So here you need to remember a simple thing. The simple thing is a string cannot be converted. A string cannot be converted to integer. That is not possible. So the other way around, you can convert an integer to a string. Yes. So what you do? You just say b plus str of a. Because 10 you can give in double quotes, which you already seen. Okay, which you already string in data types. 10 you can give in double quotes, but you cannot give Nikhil in the. You cannot convert Nikhil in the terms of integer. I cannot say Nikhil into some integer name. Okay, I cannot say 1 2 3 4 equal to Nikhil or something. That cannot be possible. But double quotes 10 is also existing, because double quotes 10 means it is a string. It is a few digits of a string. Okay, yes, this is possible. This is possible. I'll get Nikhil 10. Nikhil and 10 are concatenated. I cannot say a plus b. I'll get an error saying that unsupported operand, okay, for an integer and a string. Okay, because they cannot be added, which is purely different data types. You can add a integer and a string. Sorry, you can add a integer and a float. You can add an integer and a complex based on the conversion possible. But you cannot add a string and integer, because they are two different data types, and you need to know how to count typecast. Okay. Yeah, right. Whatever you're saying. So now, when it is considered to be a list data type, as I was saying you, list data type means something that is, list data type means what? List data type is something that is not mandatory to be homogeneous connection. Homogeneous means same type. Heterogeneous means different type. Okay. So now, as I was also saying that list data type is mutable. Mutable means changeable. Changeable means the length is not fixed. So this length is not fixed. You can add elements on top of it, or you can remove elements on top of it, or you can modify elements on top of it, whatever you want. So first let's modify the elements. So I'm going to say like this. So again, the same slicing operation also will be there here. L of 1, what is L of 1? This is L, right? This is L, right? Everyone knows, right? L of 1 is 2. That is L of 1. This is index 0 and this is L of 1. L of 1 is not the element. L of 1 is the index. The index of 1 is 2. Yes or no? Yes or no? You already know, right? Similar like strings, list is also the same. What do you say? Slicing. So what is L of 3? L of 3 is Nikhil. So 10.2. Where is 10 point? Okay, I'm sorry. L of 3 is 10.2. L of 2. What is L of 2? L of 2 is something called Nikhil, right? L of 2 is Nikhil, right? So now I want to change like this. I want to change L of 2 to something else. What I want to change? I want to change L of 2 to, suppose Raj. I want to convert to Raj. So now what is happening? It is possible in list. In my string it is not happening. In my string it is not happening, because string is a immutable. It is non-changeable. But whereas my list is a changeable data type. So once my list is a changeable data type, so obviously I can do this. So if I print L, now Nikhil is gone. Nikhil is gone. Instead Nikhil, Raj is came. Okay. So if you see, this is what my L generally is. My L has become this one. Are you clear, right, everyone? So what you need to understand over here is a simple thing. You can do any modifications in list. Okay, I'm sorry. Clear, right? So because it is mutable, so list is mutable, string is immutable. In string you cannot do it, in list you can do it. In list you can do many things. So I can, if I want to add any elements, so there are some methods in list which you need to remember. L dot append. So first let me print L. So I already printed L. Now the L is this one, not this one. Okay, this is gone now because it is already been replaced. So now the other thing is like L dot append. Append is an inbuilt method. So every data type has different methods. It is not like every data type has same methods. There is no append method in string. In string, what we have, in string we have lower, upper, is lower, is upper, okay, capitalize, count, okay, replace, we have split, we have join, okay, we have index. So we have methods which are different. Okay, you need to remember all the methods and how they actually act. You need to know. In list also there are some methods. Okay, you need to know what are the different methods. So one of the method is append. So what is the general concept of append? Append will add only one element. Either it can be a string or an integer or any data type, and that too at the last index. Last index means 1 2 Raj 10.2 is there, right? It will add after that. It will add after that. Only one element you can add at one go. Okay, suppose I want to add 1000. I can add like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add 1000 to the existing list. Okay, so if I print L, now it becomes addition of 1000. Okay, clear, right? So till now everyone clear? Just to do a small message in chat. Some 5 to 6 people I'm expecting answer. Okay, fine, thank you. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say here is, so please do the payment because I have already started class. I'm going to share the notes and all other doubts, clarifications. Only people in the group will be there. Okay. Whoever paid amount and not there in the group, is there anyone still who has not given their phone numbers? I think 2 people has given me now. Except that, anyone is there still? So 2 people. One is what is the name? AK. What is AK? Who is that AK?
Sorry, it's me, Anand.
Sorry?
Anand.
Anand.
Yes, sir.
Anand, right? Your name? Okay, I'm going.
Yes, sir.
Another is Shashikala. So 2 people. Anyone else? Anyone else who is not there in the group and paid amount? Okay. I'm going to add you people in the group, and else I'll also add other people. Okay. Is there anyone who paid amount and not there in the group? So please let me know, because if you are not in the group and there is no, I cannot say anything. 1 minute. Anand and Shashikala, right? Okay. I hope you have added you both in the group. Let me know if there is anyone else who paid amount. You can message me. Okay, fine, thank you. Let me go back again. So this is actually append. Append is something. See, I will be teaching till 9:25. Okay, today it become late, right? 9:25, and then we'll close it. Is that fine? So we will make sure that it is sharp. Yeah, it is. It is more than like 1 hour, 10 minutes, something like. So fine, because however we are starting at 8:15 somewhere around, right? So let me again say you one more method called L dot insert. So append is by default. See, these are all inbuilt methods. We cannot do anything because they are already part of the data type. You cannot do anything of this data type. Chiranjeevi, have you paid amount? Seems like you are messaging something. Okay, that's a fine. So L dot insert of 1 comma. Okay. So 10 comma 2. What is 10 comma 2? 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 So generally 10 comma 2 means 10 is the index and 2 is the value. So here there is no 10 index. So by default it will add. So or else I can say n dot insert 2 comma 3. Okay, 2 comma 3. So if I print L, you see, right? 2 is added, 3 is added at the second index. So the insert means, see, append is by default at the last index. Append will add only one element. It can be a string also. Okay, if I want to add any string, I should add like this. Kumar. Suppose I want to add Kumar. Kumar should be in the double quote or single quotes, because any string representation should be always in the double or single quotes. Any integer you can directly provide, okay, or any float you can directly provide, or any complex you can directly provide. But when it is a string, you need to give in double quotes. So what I am going to do, I am going to add Kumar at the last index. See, right? If I print L, Kumar is added. Okay. So there is something called insert. So what is append? Append will add by default at the last index, and that to one element. It can be integer, string, or whatever it is. Then insert. Insert will add at any index what you want, but it will add only one element. So here 2 comma 3 means I'm going to add element called 3 at the index 2. So now you see, right? Initially there is no 3 here. This is the initial list which I printed. Okay, before that. But what happens here? The 3 has come here at the second index, because 0, 1, 2. This is the second index, right? So it is coming here. It is coming here, and Raj has gone little more. So what you need to remember here? Insert you can add any element at any index. One element can be added at any index in insert. But in append, it will add at the last index only. Append means by default it is in the last. Insert can be any index, what you prefer, what you say. Say 2 comma 3, it is at second index, 3 comma 3, third index, 4 comma. So the syntax is index comma value. Okay, index comma value. So value means which one you want, and index means which index you want. Okay, got it, right, everyone? So these two are very important. And there is something called, got it, right? These two are very important. And there is something called sort. Sort is a data type which will completely sort your data. You will get an error, because why you get an error? Because there is a combination of a string and integer. So no one can sort a string and integer combination and also float combination. So that's why you got that not supported between instances, because you have integer and string. String and integer cannot be sorted. So suppose I take any list like this. Suppose I take L2 equal to 1 comma 5 comma 4 comma 2 comma 7 comma 3 comma 9 comma some 10. Okay, this is an unsorted order. So if I say L2 dot sort, now it will give me in the sorted order. Okay, if I print L2, you see, right? 1 2 3 4 7 5 9, however it is supposed to be sorted, it has sorted. Got it, right? So sort is used to sort the string, make sure that it is of same data. So I've shown it here because it is consisting of Raj and Kumar, and Raj, Kumar and these integers cannot be sorted. Okay, because they are different data types. Okay, I cannot compare them. So that is the reason we got a. But here if you see, it is sorted because it consists of only the same data. Clear, right? So now let me say what is L. L is this one, right? There is something called delete. There is a data type called delete. L dot, sorry. L dot remove. Okay, L dot remove. I want to remove Kumar. I need to say like this. Remove, you should not give index. For remove, if you use remove, remove is again to remove. I said you that when it is a list data type, you can do anything. You can add elements, you can replace elements, you can add at last index using append, or you can add at any index using insert. You can directly replace it, as we have seen L of 2 equal to Raj or something like that. And you can delete element as well, because it is completely flexible data type. Okay. So now what we are doing, we are trying to remove element called Kumar. Kumar is going to be removed. So L dot remove of the value of element, not the index. Please remove it. Please remember. So now Kumar is going to remove, and if you see L, Kumar is gone. Okay. If you've seen L, Kumar is gone. So these are all things, just remember it. Whenever it is required in your programs, you need to implement this. Okay, the biggest challenge is not to just learn this, to implement this. I'll give you some programs, I'll ask you to implement, I'll ask you to practice it. Rather, go and practice those important interviews, questions. And I'll give you a website where you need to practice those. Okay, because that is more being asked in interviews. I'll be giving you some important questions as well. Because 100% any interview you go, they are asking Python programs. If you are not aware of Python programs, you are not going to get it. You are not going to crack it. So Python basic, at least you need to have how to write any program in Python. So that no one can teach you. That you need to get it by practice. That logics people cannot imbibe in you. So all over you practice, finally you know what is the logic. You will understand. So we have more than 1 month, around 40 days time. Within 40 days time, what you need to do, you need to do two things here. One is you have to practice parallelly the Python programs, which I refer you some websites. Along with that, you have to practice our class notes. So here the benefit is I'll be teaching you Selenium, where you will get Selenium, and then you also parallelly practice Python programs, where you also learn knowing the logics of programs. Okay, don't just learn programs. Okay, if they ask you a question, I know only this way of writing the answer or the script. That is wrong. So you need to know the logic, what exactly the question is, what to apply. Understood, right? What is the question and how to apply it? What is the basics of it? So that no one will get at one instance. You have to practice it across many days. Okay, so from now you start parallelly preparing. So by the end of the course, I will take care about your Selenium concepts, your framework things, whatever the other questions they may ask you in interview. The Python program related you need to practice, because they may ask any question, and we cannot say only write this script. They will ask you some logic that they'll ask you to write in a different way. They'll ask you not to use some inbuilt methods. They may ask you any question. So you should be ready to learn logic rather than that program. Okay, understood, right? So once you practice many programs, then you will get logic. Okay, that is the only funda for anyone who wants to get job. Everyone will get job, that is sure, based on how much effort they are keeping. That is important. And this is a straightforward 2.5 years experience I'm going to give, not more than that, because for 2 years, 2 months or 1 month of 1.5 month or 2 months of course, we cannot give more than 2.5 years of experience in Python with Selenium. Other things you can keep whatever you want. Some people who are very good in coding already, that will be a benefit for you. Okay, because in interview nowadays people are not focusing on Selenium, because Selenium is a saturated syllabus. What is saturated syllabus? Everything is fixed. No matter you have 5 years, 10 years or 15 years or 20 years experience, the syllabus is fixed. Everyone who teaches will be teaching to that extent. Okay, that I will take. The frameworks, what they ask you, what you need to answer, how to build a framework, what kind of things that you want to work on, how to say in interview, what kind of question they ask in interview. Okay, what real-time things that you do. Okay, but the challenging here is to know practicing the program, because they may ask you program, they may ask you at any round, they may ask you some basic Python programs that you need to learn. Okay, I hope you understood, right? Because I want to stop it from here, because see that it's more pressure, so I want to stop. For that I want to just explain. Clear, right? So do complete the payment and all stuff. So if you can just ping me or do any issues or any concerns you have, I've already given my WhatsApp number. Okay, anyone still need it, or we are done? I've already provided, because people who paid amount, they can directly ping me. Okay, I have given to everyone. So who paid amount, they can ping me. I'll recheck and I'll add you in the group. Okay, thank you guys, thanks a lot. So today I think become somewhat more, but as we progress.
Sir, you told us to wait for 5 minutes to attend the missed classes.
Yeah. Who are that new people? Please, they can wait. Other people can please drop. Other people can drop.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
So is this the same link for tomorrow also?
Yes, maybe it's the same link. So we have to ask them. Mostly for one week they will be giving same link, but after 1 week they will give you different link.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
You understood, right? So this Python actually is a part of demo thing. I mean, what do you say? Not a syllabus. So I don't want to waste the syllabus. So as part of productive time. So what I'm teaching Python, which is out of my interest to teach you everything. Understood, right? This is an extra thing as part of syllabus. Yeah, so people who left and who, please leave. Everyone who is already there in the group and who already paid amount or who are joining the course, they can leave. Other people, please stay. Who is new for today? So there is nothing much I'm going to say here. I'm going to say you what is the syllabus and what is the proper way that we are going to see as part of it. Okay. Anyone? Yeah, everyone is new here. Everyone is new here.
Sir, I joined on Monday, and yesterday I was not able to join, and today is my second class.
Yeah. So the thing is like our syllabus is more complicated syllabus. I mean to say it's more advanced. It is more standard. I'm not only teaching. See, this is Selenium with Python. Selenium with Python means we are going to do a complete automation of web application using Python. So Java is more popular in the market as well, but Python is growing very huge. It is predominantly going in the market. You can just go to Naukri and check Python, Selenium WebDriver, because Naukri is not my website, right? You will find hundreds and thousands of jobs in the market. You just go to Naukri and check it, because there are huge requirements for Python Selenium in the market, and the people are very less. The competition is very less. So it's better to go in some place where, okay, where, I'm sorry, wait a minute, it is something else. So what I'm saying is, there are lot of companies which are trying to migrate from Java to Python. The competition is very less and jobs are more. So it is a benefit for people who want to switch it, because Python is more simplest compared to Java. You can easily code in Python rather than in Java. If you are new to programming or you are afraid of doing things which is very difficult to do, and that is what everyone wants, right? Everyone wants to be easy and then to do complex things in an easy way, which you feel. Okay? So that's why people are switching to Python. The second thing is like a syllabus. Whatever the syllabus I'm teaching is very standard, which covers up everything as part of your real-time experience. So here, starting from this experience, what I am going to give you is I'm going to teach Python basics, which means the complete Python course for next 1 week to 10 days. Okay, it's been already 7 days, so next 1 week I'm going to teach this syllabus. So every Saturday, Sunday is a holiday. This is generally the standard thing of DURGASOFT training for online team especially. So 1 hour course is from 8 to 9. Okay. Any technical difficulties or anything, you need to reach to the online team, because I don't have any extra permissions, as unlike other people. I have the same thing like you, so they will only give me permission to share my screen. That's all, nothing more. So you can reach to them for anything except the notes, okay, and the doubts to me. Other things you have to reach to them, because I don't have anything, because they manage everything centralized. They'll not give access to any trainer or anything. So third point, coming to the syllabus, I'm going to teach with the Python basics, which includes the complete concepts of Python, overview, and not everything very clearly, because it is an extra thing which I'm taking. Then coming to the syllabus part, I'm going to cover all the Selenium components. So you may ask me what is Selenium. Selenium is an automation testing tool which is used to automate the web applications. So in the world, there are around 95% of applications are web applications. Flipkart, Facebook, any web application. What is web application? Any application that can be launched in the web is called web application. So Python, so Selenium is a tool which is used to automate them. Okay, so every company needs an automation test engineer or a test engineer, especially who are good in web application. So this is a benefit for every company, because every company will have a Selenium tester. Every company in the world, because every company have many projects. In that project they will have a web application. In that web application, the alternate way, they don't have anything. There are others, but the more popular tool and more flexible tool that they use is Selenium, and there is a huge demand for Selenium testing. Okay, that's why people learn Selenium. You just go and do research. You'll get to know how Selenium is formed. So I'm going to teach the second topic, Selenium concepts. Every concept which is required to automate the UI components, right? See, what is generally web application automation? So I have a website like Flipkart. I want to automate it. So how to automate? So generally you need to know the manual process. You search for a product, you click on it, you add it cart, then you check out, you add the address, and then you buy it. This is a process. So this is a manual process. So I have to do automation. So I will automatically write a script in such a way, it goes and searches the product, it adds to cart, it goes to the checkout, it got it, right? So the whole process is automated. Are you getting what I'm saying? So similarly, if you work in your company, you'll have your own application. So that application can be automated directly without any manual interface. Okay, interference. So that's why you say it is automation. Automation is something that every company is needed. Every company wants an automation tester rather than to be a manual tester, because you cannot be a simple manual tester. So now, after completing the Selenium concepts, I'm going to teach something called frameworks, because companies work on frameworks rather than only on Selenium components. See, I know how to automate, but I don't know how to organize the things. Then I need to look for something called frameworks. So frameworks is something which will give you to organize your test cases. So we have important frameworks in Python, which is PyTest framework, BDD framework, unit test framework, page object model design pattern, okay, and then data driven framework. So I'm going to teach all these frameworks. So after completion of this framework, we are going to see something called end-to-end project. So we'll build the complete end-to-end project from the scratch. What are all the framework structure? What are the components we have? How to automate from the scratch and also. Then on top of it, we'll also teach you Git and Jenkins. See, it is not only Selenium with Python, it is meant to be complete full stack testing, because I'm not only teaching Selenium with Python, which I'm covering up Git and Jenkins as part of your integration, which is version control integration, and also your pipeline, CI/CD pipeline. Then I'm going to teach you API testing, which is a different course all about, but I included it as the same course. You don't need to pay anything extra. So I'm going to teach both API testing manually using Postman and automation also using Python. Understood, right? So I'm going to teach API testing as well. Then I'm going to teach agile methodology. Okay. So by the namesake, it is only Selenium with Python, but you have a lot of things. You have extra Python course, you have API testing course, you have Git Jenkins, you have agile methodology, which is manual testing, you have manual testing concepts. Understood, right? You have end-to-end framework, you have Selenium concept, you have frameworks. So which is a complete package which is required for 2.5 years experience. And then I'll give you 100 HR contacts where you can directly reach to them. Okay. And then call them, because they have regular requirements of Python automation, and they will schedule the interview based on your experience and the requirement. Understood, right? So you don't need to wait for something. You don't need to wait for try for something. Everything is included, which is importantly to be a UI testing, API testing. So DB testing you need to work on. Okay, please work on it, because I'll share you some queries, because they will not ask you much on DB testing. So if 3 are there, then it is a full stack testing. Okay, I'll give you some contacts, some basic SQL queries for 2.5 years. You don't need to have anything much more. I hope you are clear, right? Any doubts, anyone? I'm closing up now.
Sir, how do you install that editor which you have demoed the Python comments and all?
Oh, the first day which I taught. You mean to say this one?
The editor, sir. The Python
This
editor.
one?
Yeah, this one. Yes.
Okay, I have said in the first day, right? First day class. Can you please check it now? You got it, right? You can please do how
I
to
must have
install.
joined late on the first day, so I have missed it.
I understood. But for one person, teaching is fine. You then do one thing. Just go through that video. Still, you are not able to understand. Then let me know. Hope you understood, right?
Yes.
Okay. Otherwise, connect with me personally. I'll tell you, because I don't want to waste
Sure.
it for everyone, which they don't want actually. Okay. So that way we will sort it out. Okay. We'll sort it out in such way it's not disturbing others. Yeah. Yeah. Any doubts? Any doubts? Anyone? So we are teaching. So from here the syllabus starts. From Selenium the syllabus starts. Whatever extra things we have added, like Python is extra course, API testing is extra course, Agile is extra course, manual testing is extra course, Git and Jenkins is extra course. But I include as the same thing saying that Selenium with Python. So Selenium with Python is only this till here only. Frameworks and the Selenium concept. But rather we are going to see. You can just compare my syllabus with anyone in the market and you will find the difference. Obviously, you will find the difference with other syllabus people because they will not be teaching anything except this to the max. Okay. This is something which is more on real-time part. I mean to say it is all about your helpful for your interviews to switch your career. So there is no prerequisite. So that's why I'm teaching Python. Understood, right? You don't need to have any knowledge of any programming before you start Selenium because I am teaching Python from this. Okay. Thank you guys. So please sort all the things what is required because I'm going to start the class as well, right? So I'll be sharing notes and all things in the group only. People who have paid amount. Okay. Thank you.